Coming up on Coral Gables Now. Coral Gables is leading the way on green initiatives. An exhibition in the city's museum explains how vital water is to Earth. New and innovative materials will soon be at a swale near you. Find out about a new city program that will help Coral Gables be greener. One of Coral Gables' gems is on the run to becoming the nation's best public garden. We've got details. Have an issue with a streetlight? Who do you call? It's not who you're thinking. This and more coming up on Coral Gables Now. Welcome to Coral Gables Now. I'm Rodolfo Roman. How important is water to Earth? A recent exhibition at the Coral Gables Museum explains how vital H2O is to Mother Nature and tells us how to take care of it. Raul Flores explains.
Coral Gables is continuing its efforts on promoting green initiatives to conserve our environment. The city's museum recently showcased Water is Life. This is an exhibit featuring artworks from Coral Gables Art Galleries and the University of Miami Master of Fine program. The artwork displays the beauty of our precious resource.
Well, we're thrilled to host this exhibition, which is an exhibition of Coral Gables Galleries. Given the museum's focus on sustainability, we chose Water is Life for the theme of this exhibition.
There were over 10 art galleries where visitors took time to take a deep look at the images. The exhibit ran through the month of March. It also featured a panelist discussion of water conservation. One of the topics dissected dealt with global warming and the effect it has on the state of Florida.
Because there is a complete connection between the groundwater system, the freshwater groundwater system, and the bay. And so as sea level goes up, so will the groundwater. And so we are in a situation, as I like to characterize it, where we live in the middle. We want to have high water to the west where the Everglades are, and we want to have some high water to the east where the coastal wetlands are.
Aside from the educational benefits, Rupp said the exhibit is captivating.
So really everything, when people think of water, it was really in that artist's mind, what inspires them when they think about water and what it adds to life.
From Coral Gables Now, Raul Flores.
Thanks, Raul. That exhibit is just one of the examples how Coral Gables is leading the way in green initiatives. But that is just the beginning. Coming up next after the break, we welcome someone in the city who will explain a new green program that will help Coral Gables.
Take a pop quiz with me. In what film did I feel a need for speed? What was my call sign? Who did I sit behind in the F-14? Oh, and one more question. Who does your kid sit behind in homeroom?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Welcome back. We just heard how Coral Gables Museum is leading the way in green initiatives by promoting the importance of water. And now we're going to talk about how the city of Coral Gables is helping out with green initiatives. Here to speak about a new project that will be placed in the right-of-ways is the Public Works Utility Director, Mr. Jorge Acevedo. George, welcome to Coral Gables Now. How are you, sir?
Good, nice.
Great. Now, Coral Gables is leading the way in green initiatives with several projects. Why now?
There is a sustainable stormwater management program that we are implementing in the Public Works, and we have a few projects to promote green initiatives.
Now, there's a new project that will be implemented soon. It's a pilot program. Can you just explain to us a little bit? They're going to be placed on swales.
Correct. We are using green infrastructures or swales. Swales are within the city to prevent flooding and water quality, but many of those swales are destroyed by traffic or parking vehicles in the swales. So we are using a green product to improve that project.
And George, you brought some material here today that this is exactly what you guys are going to use?
Yes, this is a material. It's called grass pave. It's a material that is going to be installed in as a part of the soil to prevent damage of the system.
And where is it going to be placed?
We have two pilot projects, and those I have the drawings here are located on Segovia Street, and is two residents that they have problems in the soils areas. We did the design, and we are implement these materials as a pilot project.
And when is it going to get started, and what happens if it's a success?
We already have the design and the approval for construction. We will start construction during next week, and we are going to test the soils during the rainy season, and to see the material if it works. If everything is going fine, we are going to start replacing soils in residential areas when we have muddy problems and flooding problems.
So is this going to go underneath the grass? Can you just really just paint the picture for us?
The soil is area that is permeable, so we have gravel materials and allow the water, rainwater, just stay there. And these materials is going to be on top of the soils, and in the top is going to be grass. And so if the cars are parked, the grass is going to be protected, and protect the grass and protect the soil.
And what's the goal here with this project and others coming moving forward?
Well, the goal is keep infrastructure as less possible, cost effective, and use materials that are green, and keep the city as beautiful as it is.
And are there other projects being considered in the future?
We have other materials that we are going to test. We have concrete pavements, and all materials are implemented by other cities. We have an examples in city of Fort Lauderdale. We are just document those cases and to see how they are working. If it's good, we may do some pilot tests in the city of Coral Gables.
And with technology nowadays playing such a major role, have you looked at technology and in trying to help out with the green initiatives in the city?
Yes, well, the concrete pavement and that are implemented in the city of Fort Lauderdale is already in place. So we have the videos, we have the materials, and then we need to find a location to do a pilot test in the city.
How much research do you guys do to look at other cities and try to compare and contrast what would benefit the city?
Yes, we have done a lot of investigations and research, and the public works is trying to be a little bit greener. We have LEED certified people working for us right now, so we are taking classes and promoting that our staff is trained on green initiatives.
Great, George. I want to thank you so much for joining us. And again, when will this end? By what time? You're going to test it out during the rainy season?
The project is going to be completed probably in 2 weeks, the final projects, and we are going to test during rainy season. So by the end of August, we will know if the project is successful.
All right, George, thanks so much for joining us here in Coral Gables Now. A well-known garden here in Coral Gables could be on the run to be the best public gardens in the United States. We'll tell you more after the break.
Can I help you, sir?
Found these over by the stairs.
Okay, thank you.
What are they?
Love handles. Lots of people lose them taking the stairs instead of the escalator.
Welcome back. Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden is up in the running for USA Today's Best Public Gardens. Here to explain is the director of the garden, Dr. Carl Lewis. Doctor, welcome to Coral Gables Now. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me in.
Doc, it's a very, very important recognition that Fairchild is being nominated for, and you're up against several gardens, one of them being in Brooklyn, New York. What exactly does this mean for Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden?
Well, what it means to us is that people have heard of us, that we're being recognized for the strength of our education programs, our science programs. The criteria that they're using at USA Today have to do with those programs, but also the overall beauty of the garden and the strength and diversity of the plant collections. So it's a mixture of different things.
Is this the first time this award takes place, and why do you think they chose Fairchild?
Yeah, to my knowledge, this particular award has never been given, and according to USA Today, it has a lot to do with our spectacular landscapes at Fairchild and the fact that we have this tropical plant collection that's like no other collection of plants in the world. Winning
such a recognition, what doors will it open for the garden?
Well, it'll just mean that more people know what we're doing at Fairchild. It's a great list of other institutions on the list, and we're proud to be among them.
So how was the excitement when you guys heard the news that you were being recognized for this USA Today award?
It's great. I mean, we're proud, and it's also a recognition that so many people have a strong emotional connection to Fairchild. I think that's a part of it. So our volunteers, we have about 700 volunteers at Fairchild. They're all thrilled and just pleased that all the hard work that they do is being recognized.
Dr. Fairchild has been in this community for over 70 years, and to this day there are some folks that haven't visited. Can you explain to us a little bit why folks should show up and take a visit to the garden?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, people have a strong emotional connection. Our landscape is spectacular. It's just a place of absolute beauty. So if anyone has missed out on it, absolutely they should come and experience that. But also, our education programs have been going on for almost 35 years. So we're just now seeing the students that first came to us as fifth graders. Now they're coming back with their families, and it's all coming full circle. So many people get their first introduction to plants at Fairchild, especially tropical plants. And so many people are getting a strong science education because of the programs we're offering at the garden.
Doctor, next month we will be at Fairchild because you're working on something very major, and that's planting 1 million orchids throughout Miami-Dade County. Can you let us know a little bit about this project?
Sure. It's called the Million Orchid Project because our goal is to plant 1 million native orchid plants into the community. Our priority is to get them onto street trees, starting with Coral Gables, get them around schools, get them into neighborhoods where people will get to see and experience them. These are all the orchids that would have been here 100, 150 years ago. We just want to restore them.
How much manpower does it take to plant these orchids across the county?
It's a very labor-intensive process. There's no shortcut to producing 1 million orchids. We have a terrific laboratory that we just opened about a year ago, and we have a group of about a dozen volunteers that work with us inside the lab. But then there's a larger community of collaborators, volunteers that are helping us in our greenhouse. We've got school children around the county helping with the project in various ways. So it's a big project.
Well, Doctor, we are definitely looking forward to being there present next month at Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden. And thanks for joining us here in Coral Gables Now.
Thank you very much.
Hope to catch you next time, and good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Turning now to another recognition. Chances are that when you walk in Coral Gables, you're greeted with a smile or a handshake. We are being recognized for our friendliness. Here to explain is Belkis Perez with City News.
That's right, Rodolfo. We are all smiles here. Now, the city has been recognized in the past as one of the most livable cities in the world. And now we've been named one of the most friendliest small cities in America. According to research conducted by Movoto, a real estate site, Coral Gables has been ranked 10th on their list of America's friendliest small cities. The national online real estate firm looked at 100 cities with under 50,000 in population and ranked them based on charity, flower and gift stores, farmers markets, Facebook likes, and other factors. If you're dealing with a malfunctioning streetlight, those smiles may turn upside down. There are approximately 4,600 streetlights in Coral Gables, and about 75% of them are owned and maintained by Florida Power and Light. The remaining streetlights are maintained by the city or by Miami-Dade County. So who do you contact if you need to report a problem? Well, regardless of ownership, the City of Coral Gables will coordinate the repair of all streetlights with the proper jurisdiction and follow up with customers to provide an explanation of the work that needs to be done and how long it could take. The number to call is 305-460-5000, or you can send an email to Public Works at pwdepartment@coralgables.com. A representative from Public Works will dispatch a repair work order if it is a city streetlight, or report the issue directly to FPL or Miami-Dade County. And finally, there is only one way to stay in touch with all of the things that are going on in the city, and that is e-News. It's a bi-weekly newsletter with community news, events, and traffic information. You can get all your information there from the city. And e-News is your direct communication with the City of Coral Gables. You can sign up for the newsletter by visiting www.coralgables.com/e-news. That does it for this edition of City News. Rodolfo, back to you.
Thanks, Belkis. One of the most powerful women in the United States visited Coral Gables. We'll tell you who after the break.
Hey, kid, what's shaking? Besides me.
Dad, there's something wrong with the fridge.
What? Ooh, a snack.
Got energy hogs in your house? Now you have the power to do something about them. Log on to energyhog.org. Because nobody likes an energy hog.
Hey, they got Charlie. Who cares?
Thanks for joining us. A potential 2016 presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, was in her own backyard talking to the student body of the University of Miami about her role as Secretary of State and more. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton hasn't made a clear announcement on if she will run for office in 2016, but her name has been mentioned by the media as a potential presidential candidate for the Democratic Party. University of Miami President Donna Shalala asked a tough question during a special speech at the school.
I will certainly ponder that.
Will you make us one promise? Will you come back and visit us again?
I would love to come back, right?
Coral Gables has become a stomping ground to campaign, welcoming several high names like presidential candidate Mitt Romney and President Barack Obama. Clinton also addressed several issues and added that she sees a positive outlook for students in the country. She motivated the public to participate in the community.
But I am more confident than ever in the values that this country is built on and that so many other democracies are now exhibiting. I believe strongly that the more we can get people to participate, to have a stake in the future, the better off we will all be.
Participation will help how the world will view the United States, she said. Clinton shared a few stories she experienced traveling the world as Secretary of State for the Obama administration.
Of the United States is less about what we did in World War II or against communism, and more about our culture. And they love our technology, they love our universities, they believe that young people here have a greater chance to make a good living and have a good life. And I was struck when I realized that for so many young people around the world, they really see us through the internet and through the mass media.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of Coral Gables Now. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Coral Gables TV. We'll catch you next time from Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden. Thanks for watching Coral Gables TV. I'm Rodolfo Roman.